Emma Williams lost her husband, Michael, after 15 years of what seemed like a perfect marriage. After the funeral, while going through his phone, she was shocked to find, "I love you, Sarah. Let's meet tonight." But Emma's name wasn't Sarah. Had her husband been living with someone else for 15 years? When she discovered the truth, she would experience the biggest shock of her life. This is a story about the complexity of love and how truth can sometimes be very different from what we imagine. The secret a woman discovered after her husband's death would reveal not just betrayal, but also the deepest love. On a rainy November morning in Seattle, Emma Williams was making coffee in the kitchen when she felt her husband Michael wrap his arms around her waist. This morning ritual had never changed in their 15 years of marriage. "Good morning, beautiful," Michael whispered in her ear, his voice sleepy but warm. Emma smiled and leaned back against him. "Good morning, love. Your coffee's ready." Michael, 42 years old, medium height, brown hair, wearing glasses, a kind man who followed the same routine every morning. He owned a real estate agency and was one of Seattle's most trusted realtors. Emma was a nurse at the local hospital. Their marriage was the kind everyone dreamed of. They didn't fight, didn't yell at each other, had dinner together every evening, and worked in the garden on weekends. Their friends knew them as the perfect couple. "I'll be late tonight," Michael said, sipping his coffee. "I have a house showing with the Johnson family. Big client." "No problem. I have a long shift too. We'll meet at home," Emma said, kissing his cheek. This ordinary conversation would be the last normal exchange of their lives. That evening at 7:30 p.m., Emma had finished her shift at the hospital and was waiting for Michael at home. 8 p.m. came, no word. By 9 p.m., she started to worry. Michael was always punctual. If he was going to be late, he would definitely call. At 9:30 p.m., the phone rang. She didn't recognize the number. "Hello? Is this Emma Williams? This is Dr. Anderson calling from Harborview Hospital. Your husband, Michael Williams, has been admitted here." Emma's heart stopped. "What happened? Where? How?" "He had a heart attack. He was found at his real estate office. You need to come immediately." Emma rushed to the hospital. She waited outside the intensive care unit, pressing her hands together to keep them from shaking. When Dr. Anderson came out, the expression on his face said everything. "I'm sorry, Emma. We did everything we could, but—" Emma's world collapsed. Her healthy 42-year-old husband died from a heart attack. There were no symptoms, no health problems. He was just gone. The funeral was held at one of Seattle's largest churches. Michael's clients, friends, and neighbors came. Everyone hugged Emma, offered condolences, saying, "What a happy couple you were." Emma experienced the funeral like a dream. Michael's wooden coffin, white flowers, the pastor's words, everything felt unreal. After the funeral, she was alone at home. Every corner of the house reminded her of Michael. His coffee cup in the sink, newspaper on the chair, glasses on the nightstand. On the third day, Emma started collecting Michael's personal belongings. While opening his shirt drawer, she saw his phone at the bottom. An old iPhone, Michael's work phone. The police had taken it from the hospital and given it to Emma, but she hadn't opened it yet. She took the phone, charged it, and turned it on. She knew the PIN code. 0729, their wedding anniversary. First, she checked recent calls. Nothing abnormal. Clients, colleagues, Emma. Then she looked at messages. Emma's hand trembled. What she saw on the screen was the biggest shock of her life. At the top of the message list was Sarah Hart. Emma's heart racing. She opened the messages. "Sarah, shall we meet tonight? I missed you." Michael, "Of course, love. Same place, 8 p.m. Sarah, "You've never loved me this much in 15 years. Michael, "You're the meaning of my life, Sarah. I love you." These messages were sent yesterday, the day Michael died. Emma's hand dropped the phone and it fell to the floor. Her eyes filled with tears, her breath caught. 15 years. Had Michael been with this Sarah for 15 years? Throughout their entire marriage? Emma picked up the phone with trembling hands. She looked at the message history. Conversations with Sarah went back months, years. "Michael, let's not tell Emma anything. I don't want to hurt her. Sarah, I know, love. I love you so much too." Emma was shocked. Her husband had been loving another woman for 15 years. Every night sleeping in the same bed. Every morning drinking coffee together. Every "I love you." Was it all a lie? Emma didn't eat or sleep for 2 days. She just read Sarah's messages on Michael's phone. Who was this woman? How did they know each other? Why didn't Emma know anything? She found Sarah's number and decided to call. She dialed with trembling hands. "Hello?" A woman's voice came, soft and warm. Emma's voice was trembling. "Sarah?" "Yes, who is this?" I'm Emma Williams, Michael Williams's wife." There was a long silence on the other end of the phone. "Emma?" Sarah's voice was surprised and sad. "Oh my God. Michael told me about Emma. How are you? I heard Michael died. I'm so sorry."
"Who are you?" Emma asked directly. "How do you know Michael?" Another silence. "I think we need to talk," Sarah said softly. "Shall we meet tomorrow? At Vivace Cafe on Capitol Hill at 2 p.m.? "Okay," Emma said. "But Sarah, how long have you known Michael?" 15 years, Sarah said quietly, then hung up. The next day, Emma stood in front of Vivace Cafe. Her heart was pounding. Her hands were sweaty. This woman was her husband's secret love for 15 years. When she entered the cafe, she immediately saw the woman sitting at a corner table. Sarah was 35 to 40 years old, with long black hair, elegant but simply dressed. She was beautiful, but not as striking as Emma had imagined. "Emma?" the woman asked, standing up. "Yes," Emma said as she approached the table. They sat across from each other. Sarah was drinking coffee. Emma didn't want anything. "First," Sarah said, "I'm so sorry for Michael's death. He was truly a wonderful man." "How did you know him?" Emma asked directly. Sarah took a deep breath. 15 years ago, on the day you got married, I met him. I'm Michael's twin sister." Emma froze. "What?" "Michael Williams was my twin brother," Sarah said with tears in her eyes. "My name is Sarah Williams. Michael and I were born from the same parents, but when we were 5, a tragic accident separated the family. I was given to a foster family, Michael to another family. We searched for each other for 20 years. Emma was confused. "But in the messages, it said I love you." Sarah smiled softly. "Emma, don't you ever tell your sibling I love you?" "When Michael and I found each other after being apart for 20 years, we held each other very tightly. He was my only family." "But why did he hide it from me?" Emma asked, confused. Sarah looked down. "Because Michael didn't want you to be upset. I'm not married. I don't have children. The family Michael built with you was very precious to me. But at the same time, as Michael's only sister, I was also afraid of not finding a place." "He talked about you constantly," Sarah continued. "About what a good wife you were. How much he loved you. He would say, 'My angel Emma.' He would say, 'I'm so lucky to find a woman like her.'" Emma's eyes filled with tears. "Really?" "Emma," Sarah said, leaning forward, "the messages on Michael's phone can be misunderstood, but he loved you madly. Every time we met, he only talked about you." Sarah took out her phone and showed photos taken with Michael. The family resemblance was clear. The same brown hair, the same smiling eyes. "Look," Sarah said, pointing to one of the photos. "This was taken last month. I had asked Michael about a surprise he was preparing for Emma. He was planning to take you to Hawaii for your 16th wedding anniversary." Emma looked in shock. "To Hawaii? He had even bought the tickets," Sarah said, taking an envelope from her bag. "We actually meant to give this to you. It was Michael's last request before he died. He said, 'Give it to Emma.'" Emma opened the envelope with trembling hands. Inside were 2 Hawaii tickets and a letter in Michael's handwriting. "My dearest Emma, for 16 years you have been the center of my life. Waking up next to you every morning since the first day I saw you makes me the luckiest man in the world. I understand your hesitation about meeting Sarah. She is my sister and you are my wife, the 2 most important women in my life. I've always wanted to introduce you, but I was waiting for the right time. Let this trip be our new beginning. Now we have no secrets. I will love you for eternity, Michael." Emma started crying, both from sadness and relief. "Did Michael ever doubt you?" Sarah asked. "No," Emma said through her tears. "I doubted him, but he never made me doubt." Sarah took Emma's hand. "Michael is dead, but your life continues. I want to be your sister now if you want." Emma looked at Sarah. They had both lost something, but found something too.
Yes, Emma said, smiling. I want to be sisters. 3 months later, Emma and Sarah were visiting Michael's grave. They both brought white flowers. Michael, Emma said, touching the headstone, thank you for giving me Sarah as a gift. I'm not alone anymore. Sarah stood next to Emma, and thank you for giving Emma a heart strong enough to make me her sister. That day, Emma fully understood the messages on the phone. I love you, Sarah. It was sibling love. You've never loved me this much in 15 years. It was the longing of siblings reunited after 20 years. You're the meaning of my life. It was the rest of the family. Michael had died, but he left Emma the greatest gift, true sibling love. And Emma now knew that love doesn't only exist between spouses. Sometimes the strongest love is hidden in family bonds. Sarah and Emma went to Hawaii, keeping Michael's memory alive. As two sisters, for a new beginning, love doesn't die, it just changes form.